starts.
Hey, look at this. We got somebody moving and grooving. Cory Dickman is with us.
There we go. There
By
we
the way,
go.
I got my Eagles Kelly. This is the old school Kelly Green on. Reggie White.
Who's Kelly? Oh, Reggie White. Okay. I was like, who's Kelly Green?
No, Kelly Green. It's the color. Their colors now are midnight green, which I'm not crazy about. But
Okay.
that's what they'll be wearing on Sunday when we destroy the Washington Commanders. Cory Dickman, all in bets. I have no idea where you're going with these championship games. I will tell you the Eagles are going to annihilate the Redskins. But go ahead, give me your pick.
Annihilate. Jeez.
Yes.
Pete, okay, who's the backup to Jalen Hurts? Do you know?
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Oh yeah, Pickett. Is this going to be a like Carson Wentz? You know, he got hurt, and then Nick Foles comes in and wins the Super Bowl. Is Jalen Hurts his knee? I heard his knee isn't doing too well.
Well, look. That is a serious concern, right? Like he was injured pretty bad. It was on the last couple plays of the game last week. How good can that knee get over the course of 6 days?
Yeah,
we're gonna find out.
We're definitely gonna find
out. It's a concern. But this is segments about you, all in bets with Cory Dickman. I'll sprinkle in my opinions around this.
All right. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to actually kick us off with the mortgage bet brought to you by Efficient Lending. So normally we do that at the end. I'm going to start it with Efficient Lending. There it is, Mike Nelson. You know, Pete, I got to tell you, I talked to Mike last night at our we had a podcast meetup thing with our podcasters, and Mike Nelson showed up, and I told him, Mike, we do this great segment with you and Efficient Lending. And he was so happy. He wants to watch the clip. So I'm going to send him the clip today. But Mike Nelson, you need a home? Mike will do a mortgage for you.
Mike will hook it up for you. And if you don't need a home and you just want to know how to buy a home, watch his show on YouTube. Yeah. He has great short clips too about what you need to know.
And we had a good talk. Mike's going to do some rebranding on that. It's going to be Mosaic. That's the name of his. That's the name of his podcast, Mosaic, brought to you by Efficient Lending. Like, that makes sense to me. So he's gonna get that rocking and rolling. I'm excited for Mike Nelson. Okay, but without further ado, if you want to pay your mortgage a different way, this is what you do this weekend. We're gonna keep this real simple, Pete. We take the Bills. Remember, it's our 2-team teaser, so we're adding 5 points. The Bills right now are underdogs, plus a 1.5.
Yep,
1.5. It's time. They are going to get over the hump this time. Okay. You feel it. You can feel it in the air tonight. Phil Collins. I can feel it in the air tonight. Buffalo Bills. We're going to add 5 points. So we get the Bills at +6 in this game. Okay. That's a lot of points for the Bills because it's going to be close. Okay. And then the other part of our tease, I understand you think it's going to be a blowout. For the Eagles, I don't think we can put anything past the rookie phenom, Jaden Daniels, probably the best rookie we've seen in any sport over the last 20 years, probably since LeBron James came into the NBA in 2003. So it's going to be close. Give me the Eagles, but we're going to take it down to a 1.5, -1.5. That's how much faith I have in the Eagles right now.
Okay,
-1.5. I don't know.
That's as long as you're going to take. So who do you take in that pick? You take the Eagles.
I take the Eagles. Eagles got to win, so they just got to win by 2. Win by a field goal. Eagles. They're going to win the game, Pete. Jaden is incredible. The Commanders is the classic. This is a year too early. This might be even 2 years too early.
Yeah, but here's my argument on that, just for Commanders fans, that when you get to the dance, you can't take it for granted. You have to wish or hope the ball somehow bounces your way and that door swings open just a little bit, because I always go back to my Dan Marino when I was a kid. I thought he'd go to 100 Super Bowls. Sure. And, he had the one where he lost to the 49ers, and that was it, Super Bowl 18.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I take this back into my era, my zone, and my guy who's still playing, but not for my team, is Russell Wilson. And, he comes in, and we played his first playoff. We lost a close one to Atlanta, and we got knocked out of the playoffs. But you could sense, we were a little early on that. And the NFL, as you know, you got to take advantage of these quarterbacks on these rookie contracts. And the Seahawks, that was when we were at our peak, was when Russ was on a rookie deal.
Yes.
And you could put all the money around him in the defense. That's what the Commanders have that right now, right? So they're going to ride this wave, but it's a year or two too early. So
Okay.
Eagles still win the game. I would put my money on the Bills winning the game too, but for the sake of the tease and for the sake of the mortgage bet and for Mike Nelson with efficient lending, we're going to take the Bills at +6, Eagles -1.5, and that's your two-team teaser.
All right, there you go, Nordo. He's listening. I'm sure he's going to be watching. So there you go.
I love it. Okay, now, the other two games, it was just like, I just don't want to just pick a winner. That's lame. So what we're going to do is I went into each game and we picked a little, I did a little same game parlay.
I knew you'd have some stuff for us.
All right. I love Zach Ertz at +300 to catch a touchdown. He is Daniel's safety net there in the end zone. Zach Ertz he's a big body. He can get open. He will get a touchdown in this game at +300. So you put $100 down, you're going to win $300. So
by the way, no stranger to scoring touchdowns at Lincoln Financial Field. He delivered for the Eagles for a very long time in that stadium.
He's coming home. He's going to make it happen. This one, this is a little bit of a far-fetched one, but when you think about it, it's so possible. So the odds on this is +1,800, Pete. You put $100 down, you win $1,800. Okay, that's so good. All that has to happen, each team has to score a touchdown and a field goal in each half. Pete, that's nothing. The Commanders can easily get to 10 points in the first half, and the Eagles, and then that can happen in the second half too. I can't. This shouldn't be +1,800. This seems very doable.
So break this down for me, for idiots like me.
Sure.
So what has to take place? How does this bet work again?
Each team has to score one touchdown and one field goal in each half.
That's it.
That's a Saquon 72-yard touchdown run, and then a Jake Elliott field goal. That's a Daniels, touchdown to Ertz or Brian Robinson, whatever you want to call it, and then a field goal. I mean, in each half, that's easy. If you get that in the first half, it's going to happen in the second half, no doubt. That's easy money, Pete.
I like that bet. I'm going in with you on that one.
+1,800. Okay, and then my last one for this game. You've mentioned this ladder bet before. I would take that with Saquon's rushing. I don't know. I think his, to get it even money, it's 90 yards rushing. This man will have 185 yards rushing. He is going to have so many yards rushing with Hurts being a little banged up with the knee. Saquon, he'll rip off these long. He's been doing this all year. I can't imagine he's not going to have over 150 yards rushing. So I would just hit the ad number on your betting app and just put more money on Saquon on yardage. And if you want to get real wild, he'll score 2 touchdowns. So put that on there too. It's going to be a Saquon game. It's a Saquon season. It's going to be a Saquon game.
I couldn't agree with you more, and that's why I specific to this game, I love everything about the Eagles. First of all, I worry about a team that's got to win 3 games on the road to get to the Super Bowl. At some point, you sort of run out of gas. There is a reason why the Commanders were 150-1 to make the Super Bowl before the season. Like it's just there's something to that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why a team with such long odds have never made it to the Super Bowl before.
Yeah.
I just feel like they run out of steam. I feel like they're and to what you said from a football factor, if Jalen Hurts isn't doing well, you just give the ball to Saquon. And it's gonna happen. Your defense is good.
Yes.
So that's why, and you're playing at home. So that's why I'm rolling on the Eagles.
I'll give credit to Mike Greenberg. I heard this on Get Up.
Greeny.
This wasn't me, but he said at the beginning of the year, the same win total the Commanders had was also what the Tennessee Titans had, and it's and they're picking first in the draft. So it's that's what the odds makers were saying. These two teams are the same, and look at the two outcomes. So you're right; they're running out of steam. If this was, I think when you look back in history, at teams that made a run from a 7-seed position, you had Eli Manning, veteran quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, veteran quarterback, Roethlisberger, veteran quarterback. It never was a rookie quarterback. And so
that's a great call.
Yeah, it doesn't mean what he's done so far has been like, oh, wow, it's a failure if they lose this game. No, he's already succeeded. I'm just saying, yeah, they're going to run out of steam, and Saquon's going to run all over him because the Commanders don't have a good defense. So it's just going to happen. Okay, ready for the Bills?
I'm ready for the Bills.
Okay, I'm going to keep this one real simple. This is a 5-leg parlay.
I thought you were going to keep it simple.
5-leg parlay. That's simple, Pete. You get this at plus 1,000. So you $100 down, you win 100. Okay? This is what's going to happen. Josh Allen scores a touchdown. Easy. Josh Allen's going to score a touchdown in this game because this is going to be known.
So $100 down, you win 1,000. By the way,
$100 down, you win 1,000. These five things have to happen.
Okay.
Josh Allen touchdown. Josh Allen combined passing and rushing over 283 yards. Again, this is going to be the Josh Allen game, Pete. He is going to put the team on his back.
I agree with you, by the way.
His last against the Ravens, he didn't have a good game stats-wise. He didn't. He scored a couple touchdowns, but he didn't have all the yards. This is going to be different. So he puts him on his back. And then these last three things that have to happen, I call it the Taylor Swift. It's Kelsey, 80 yards receiving, Kelsey, 6 receptions, and a touchdown. The Chiefs, they did it last game. They unlocked him, right? Over 100 yards, 7 receptions, and a touchdown. They keep Kelsey on ice for these games. This is going to be so obvious, and I don't think the Bills will be able to stop Kelsey. They might be able to slow everybody else down, but not Kelsey.
The Patriots used to do the similar deal with Gronk. And our boy Simmons used to talk about it, right? Bill Simmons, you keep him in the garage, and then you take him out, and you're like, holy mackerel.
Yeah. When it matters, they keep him out. That's why the Patriots made it so many Super Bowls. It's the same concept. Andy Reid is not a stupid man. He knows what he's doing. So to recap, Allen touchdown. Allen 283 yards over passing plus rushing, and then Travis Kelsey 80 yards receiving, 6 receptions, and a touchdown.
What I really like about this is we're taking some big swings, which I love.
We're taking some big swings, Pete. It's the NFC, AFC championship games. We're taking some big swings. So
I got one more question for you before we wrap up. Do you have anything else?
I got one more. I got 2 more real quick.
Okay, no, of course.
I'm hot in college basketball. I'm hot in college basketball. I know King McClure is like our college basketball guy, but I'm hot right now. Told you Baylor would cover against Arizona State. I told you West Virginia was going to cover against Iowa State. And
that was a good one.
Dude, they won by 7. They beat Iowa State. So this is what's going to happen. Tonight, your team, Villanova, travels to Marquette. Villanova plus 9.5 underdogs. Give me Villanova. Give me Villanova in that game. They're going to cover. Marquette, little up and down right now. Okay, kind of snuck by Georgetown. Overtime to beat Xavier.
Is Marquette in the top 25? You don't have to.
They are. Yeah,
they are. Okay.
I think they're 10th.
God, I hope so, because Villanova's
Pete. They're going to get it.
Dog, Jesus.
9.5. Give me Nova. And then tomorrow, again, this is like I don't have the spread. I have to feel like I'm a genie here. I don't have the spread, but Auburn, number 1 Auburn takes on Tennessee. Auburn is at home. Tennessee is number 6 in the country. Auburn's going to win that game by whatever the spread is.
Bruce Pearl, baby, taking it to Tennessee.
Pearl he's like Seabiscuit. Do you remember the movie Seabiscuit?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Once Seabiscuit got head to head and then he took the lead, it was over. So Bruce Pearl's like Seabiscuit. His team is a front running right now, and they're going to front run all the way to a round 2 loss in the NCAA tournament. But that's for another time. So give me Auburn. Whatever the spread is, I'll take it.
All right, so we've got your college basketball, we've got your NFL. I have, and of course, I love like the 5-leg bets that can pay off. What do you think about Pete Carroll going back to coaching the NFL, coaching the Raiders? Like, as someone with a lot of experience with Pete Carroll, is that scenario going to work out for Raiders fans?
I think what it'll do is it'll establish that culture for the next 2 years. and then there has to be a leapfrog into somebody else.
Okay.
I think Pete, like, he had his run, obviously. He's always a hype man. He's the best hype man in the NFL when he was coaching. But it got to the point, I don't think he wanted to make the adjustments needed when the team was getting older. And I think it was hard for Pete to move on from the Legion of Boom and Russ and all those things. So I think Pete comes in and he changes the Raiders culture, which that needs to be changed right now. I know you're a big Raiders guy.
Yeah, I like the
organization, but they're like the laughing stock. Everyone makes fun of them, and you can't have a team in Vegas be the laughing stock. So let Pete go in for 2 years. It's a tough division. I mean, goodness, the Raiders, like, you have to go up against Harbaugh, the Chiefs. You now have Knicks in Denver. So it's like, geez, the Raiders have a tough road ahead of them. So I don't think Pete, he shouldn't be measured by wins here. He needs to be measured by, let's turn this thing around, and then who the next person's going to be. But I love Pete. I love Carroll. He brought me a Super Bowl. So I can't, he'll always be in my heart and on my Mount Rushmore of my favorite coaches. But no, they're not going to win, Pete.
All right. Well, we're going to find out after this weekend if you're on the Mount Rushmore of picks. Cory Dickman, we'll be back with you. We're talking Super Bowl and other NBA and college basketball next week. Thank you so much, Mr. Dickman, for joining us.
Efficient lending.
Let's go, Mike Nelson. All right, there's your all-in bet segment. Cory Dickman, thanks for joining us. That wraps up our show for today, the Pete Souza Show. We'll be back Monday, better than ever, presented by Slovacics. Have a great weekend, everybody. Go Eagles.
It's the Pete Souza Show.